Hola, clases de Español 3 y Español 4. ¿Cómo están? Espero que bien. Estamos ya en la sexta semana de la clase y quería enviarles este video para decirles más o menos lo que estamos haciendo y lo que hay que hacer. So it's a little kind of update for everyone. And I know that a couple of people joined the Spanish 3 class recently and they were just getting up to date. And I hope that has, well, I think this has been progressing nicely. But anyway, for everybody else, let's look at this right now. ¿Dónde estamos? Ok, no, esta no es la página que les quiero enseñar. So if we go here, and of course, these are all the classes that I teach. When you go to your calendar, you will see something similar, but it will include all the classes that you take, right? So if you take only this class, the Los Angeles Community College District, you will see just one class. But if you take more than one, of course, you're going to see multiple items here. So Spanish 3 is the blue one. And for Spanish 3, you'll see that your classes have, some of them have similar activities. And this I plan based on the curriculum and also on the results of the diagnostic quiz that you had in the beginning at the end of the first week. So for Spanish 4, obviously is a level ahead. So last week we read a short story and we had a comprehension and small interpretation um, questions and everything. And in Spanish 3 is going to have their little reading comprehension, but it's interpersonal. It's more what you would find in like a news story or in the workplace, that kind. And if you're familiar with the AP test, right? So this will be more the Spanish 4. What we did last week was more on the literature vein, and this would be yeah, and we're going to get into the essay, right? The argumentative writing on Spanish 4 and Spanish 3. This is like interpersonal writing part. Um, when you answer prompts and you communicate in the proper register, meaning formal or informal, etc. So, and then this week, so Spanish 3 just had the verbos como gustar, and this is more the material that is supposed to be learned in Spanish 3. Of course, I included it in Spanish 4 as well. You may or may not have done it last semester or last year or whenever you took Spanish 3 with your previous professor. But based on what I saw, a couple of people may, well, at least one should have a little review. And this is something that is never a bad idea to revisit. Entonces, for Spanish 3, so you did the discussion and then you have the listening comprehension. This is with the subjunctive, but this is more the regular subjunctive verbs. And then ojalá que llueva café is a listening comprehension. I may add it for Spanish 4 later as well. So it has mostly regular verbs, but it has one which is at least one that, well, two that had an irregular jaw form, which are not considered irregulars in the subjunctive, but since, you know, we take the jaw form and then we add the appropriate endings. And once you use the job form, like most of the changes that you need are already there. Right? And then all this is leading up to our free form where we produce the content, right? This is most comprehension. You listen or you is just plug in the verb, the right conjugation. And again, the comprehension, you can actually do these things without listening to the song or the little cartoon. But it's kind of a check, right? That tells you the correct answer in case you didn't get it. And then this in the Se Busca, and I don't know why it says 6:59 a.m. That's a glitch, right? And I don't know why for both. I'm gonna change that because all the assignments are typically due at midnight, right? So this is weird that it happened. Maybe I was in a different time zone when I set it up. That's the only thing that I can think of. Um, so Se Busca is where you are going to like have an ad, and when you are talking about a hypothetical person that you don't yet know who it is or you haven't found, right? You talk about this in the subjunctive. And I'm gonna probably add a little bit more material to this for reference. But again, this is next week, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So, so the reading comprehension so these are shorter activities for Spanish 3. For Spanish 4, so we had a short story that was said from a Spanish um, author, and we are going to see a short film this week, and we are going to do the same thing. So this is the vocabulary warm up is about the movie, and then we are going to review the present perfect. And the present perfect is used way more in Spain than it is in the new. So this is very relevant for when we see the short film and we talk about we do the comprehension questions about it. Bien. So I am going to stop this for a moment, Jose. Hola, hola, buenas noches. Because
Hola, buenas noches. Casi se me olvida otra vez que estaba la junta.
sí, sí, está bien. Déjame apagar, déjame dejar de grabar aquí un momentito porque quería mandarle este video a... Ok, ¿dónde está? Déjame stop recording for now and then I'm gonna put it again. Okay, stop recording.